Hey, what's up everybody? So yeah, I'm back again today talking about what I would consider to be the best budget guitar that I have ever played, hands down. It's the JET JS400. The playability in the neck on these guitars is unbelievably nice. I've owned a lot of guitars over the years that are supposed to be sort of ergonomic and play really well. I own one of the JS300s. I bought them when they came out, and the necks on these are just as consistent. They feel really professional, like unbelievably so. And this isn't talking sort of from a sales standpoint either. I love the feel of the neck. I play my JS300 all the time. All the ideas today are kind of ad-libbed and on the spot. But I've done some sort of serious recording sessions with the JS300. This one packing a little bit of extra punch with the humbucker here. Another thing that's different on these as well is the modern heel here too. You can get your hand around that, which is really nice. They thought about that, which is cool. We haven't done any setup work on this, so I just kind of played it with the factory setup, and it slayed. The notes sound really nice and in tune with themselves, so there's no choking out as you go up. The bends sound really nice. You can bend sort of whole tone notes, and it still hold its tune really, really nicely. Pickups can be a little bit noisy, but that's to be kind of expected on a Strat, I think, especially a lower level one. I think if you use a little bit of noise suppression to tame that, you're in for a good time. So that's about the only thing I would say. Other than that, they're really quite consistent and quite nice sounding. You get all your decent Strat tones. The humbucker isn't as beefy or as crazy as sort of like any kind of aftermarket stuff, or perhaps some like higher level pickups, but it does what it's supposed to do, which is a sort of nice, fat, kind of like well-rounded humbucker tone. Some people have said about the tuning on these guitars being a little bit hit and miss. I have found that it differs from model to model. There's a lot to do with the bridge and the tuners together. The nice thing about this guitar being at the price point it's at, I think it's £179 from us for one of these, which is a great price just as is that you can modify it. You can get some awesome quality lock-in tuners and perhaps like a new bridge if you wanted to. It's not to say that the hardware on this guitar isn't sort of up to spec. It's actually fantastic for the price. But, you know, the leeway of the price there, considering that the neck and the body of this guitar is so well built, you know, buying a couple of aftermarket bits to upgrade it is going to be worth it in the long run. One thing you'll notice about the strings when you get this guitar out of the box for the first time is they can feel a bit scratchy. That's enough to put some people off immediately. Play them in, and it goes away. It's a string conditioner that they use on the strings to keep them long-lasting during the shipping process, which is great. That's attention to detail. Again, we mentioned it before, but you know, they're making sure that the strings come nice. Again, play it in, play it a little bit when you get it, just stretch the strings in, play it some. You'll notice that the strings kind of brighten up quite quickly and you get less of that scratchiness. The guitar plays itself in extremely quickly, which is awesome. The hardware feels very solid off the bat as well. The selector doesn't have any problems with sort of like going in between that you can sometimes get on some of the cheap Strats that I've tried. You do get it where, you know, you're going into the second position there and you kind of get stuck between the first and the second, causing some problems. But I haven't really run into any of those issues yet, which is fantastic. Having that volume pot slightly to the side as well, away from the bridge pickup, is awesome, meaning that you're not going to knock that with your little finger if you do what I do, which is anchor like that. Yeah, it's a nice little appointment, a nice little change that they've made to make it a little bit more modern, which again, I really like. So for anyone looking for a new guitar to their collection that's going to knock their socks off, for a beginner, especially being able to begin on something like this would just be an absolute dream. If I could turn back time and have one of these to start out on, you know, this is knocking the absolute out of. I can't say that, no. If you get a chance to be able to put your hands on one of these, you'll immediately feel and be able to hear what we're talking about here. You know, don't let the price tag put you off. You know, just because it's cheap does not mean it's bad by any means. You know, the majority of the staff here wouldn't have bought one if we thought we were getting a bad deal. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thanks for enjoying this awesome guitar with me. Make sure to leave a comment and a like and subscribe if you can. If you want to see any more of the Jet guitars in the future, or if you've got any questions about this instrument or any of this stuff on the channel, then please feel free to do so in the comments below. Thanks very much and see you next time.